Well, hello and welcome to Harcourts Platinum Eastern Suburbs report for June. Well, the month started with the Reserve Bank bringing on another 0.25% interest rate reduction in the cash rate following the 0.5% reduction in May, and that certainly continued to encourage buyers back into the market. Now, auctions are always a good barometer of how the market's travelling, and we had some real highlights in June. We set a new record sale price for Maylands, with 94 Frederick Street selling for $1,535,000, $260,000 above the previous record. We had 5 registered bidders, fantastic competition. We had an auction sale rate of nearly 100% in May and June. Only one property didn't sell at or before auction, giving us a longer term consistent auction sale rate of over 75% since December of last year. Now, that's a great comparison because the industry average rate has been tracking around about 40 to 45%, so we're particularly happy with that, and that's a reflection of how we manage and handle the auction process. We also had 2 properties that sold in 3 weeks at best offer closing date, so that was particularly effective as well.
So Nick, what are the characteristics of the current market?
Well, there's some interesting dynamics out there at the moment. So first of all, there's a low supply of quality listings. The market this year has had a much lower volume of listings right from the start of the year, and now that we're moving into winter, typically and traditionally there's less properties up for sale. So it's actually a really great time to sell.
But isn't winter the worst time of year to sell?
Yeah, a lot of people do think that, but it's all based on supply and demand. So typically and traditionally the thinking has gone, well, winter, it's cold, it's wet, not very many people out there. In fact, it actually works the other way. We experience every year what we call the winter drought, followed by the spring flood. So what that means is come winter, a lot of owners think about holding off till spring when the weather's nicer, birds are buzzing, sun's shining, gardens are nice, and then sell in spring. But the problem is a lot of other owners think the same thing. So we get a low supply in winter and a high supply in spring. Now, the A-grade buyers are there all year because the A-grade buyers, the ones who will compete for your property, pay you cash unconditional, they buy on need, not on season. So at the moment, they haven't got a lot to choose from. Come spring, there's going to be a lot more for them to choose from.
So is there any other news?
Yes, look, I think the key things we looked at, the Reserve Bank has just announced a couple of days ago that they're leaving rates on hold. That was fairly predictable, so I think it'll be pretty much steady as she goes. On the community front, the Harcourts Foundation, which is our group charity arm, recently at our national conference donated over $156,000 to Beyond Blue to help that organisation with their excellent work towards depression, particularly for youth, but across the board as well. An outstanding donation. Harcourts Platinum, we make a monthly contribution to the Harcourts Foundation, and that's part of our effort to support local communities and charities and good causes. So that's pretty much about the news from the month of June. We're already travelling and sailing well into July. Look forward to touching base with you later. If you're thinking of selling, or if we can help you or anyone you know to buy, sell or rent a property, please give us a call at Harcourts Platinum on 8301 8999. Thank you.